Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new season of Strife Dragonfall chapter, where we look finally at the map. And then we'll also be taking a look at Augerstone, some of the Conquest achievements, season policies, the new fellowship system, anything new that we're able to find. And yes, this should be a great and awesome first look, because I'm excited to see how does the zone opening work, what's the landscape look like, how does the path from whatever the previous zone is, if it ends up just being zone 1 into the final zone, does everyone kind of have an equal distance to Dragon? A number of questions that we have. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what's in store for us. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up, because it helps out a lot. Okay, first thing first, zooming all the way out. Going to Season of Strife, clicking on Dragonfall, finding a group that we want to look at, and going to view. Okie dokie, artichokes. Let's start off by zooming out. Look at that, we already got some statues here, too, as well. So, Zone 1s are loading in. We got Boskrog, and then let's just start, right? Level 1 passes, statues. Now, these are connecting here. Let's see on the... Okay, so interesting. So, you only have level 1 statues on one side, which means that you have a dedicated fight with whoever is your northern or southern neighbor, if you're on the west or the east side, or southwest, northeast. And then we get to level 2 passes, if these are opening up in order. And then this means that you would be branching into your zone 2, so you'd be fighting basically the southern and then the northern, right? So the 2 northern zones would fight here, and the 2 southern zones would fight down there, right? That's kind of how it looks like. So that opens up zone 2. Level 3 passes, oh interesting, so now the level 3 passes goes back to zone 3. This is who you would fight once the statues open, or after the statues open, we should say. So we're kind of staggering the zone openings here. Because initially, this is interesting because this is what I had proposed when we were previewing the map, where we talked about the different ways they could do this. Are they going to open up the zones at the same time because they're right next to each other? Will they stagger them out? Which I guess is more consistent with the way that they've been opening zones and passes, probably over a number of KVKs. But it's nice to see that you don't have to kind of pick and choose which fight you want to take. You can go all in on one fight for a couple days, sit back, recover, and then prep and go into the next Zone 3 fight if you want. Now, the one thing that I think will be interesting is once Level 4 passes open, which will take you from Zone 1 into the FZ, or Zone 4, depending on what you'd like to call it, will people actually fight? And I think that's going to be the big question, because the developers have set it up for you to fight, even if you're just going hard for a couple days. But will people really fight in Zone 2 and Zone 3, or will they just opt and save up until the final zone and not fight? That, I think, will be very interesting, especially because I think the design on this map is favorable to seeing Zone 2 and Zone 3 PvP, but a lot of that will come in to what those specific matchups look like for each of those 2 zones that will be fighting in Zone 2, and then the 2 zones that will fight in Zone 3 as we build up to the FZ. Now, let's take a look at the FZ. Right now we have level 4 passes. Level 5 passes are going from the FZ into Zone 2 or from Zone 2 into the FZ, right? Which is probably what will happen, just depending on what the protected status is. And we'll take a look at that in a moment going through Augerstone. So, Dragon, big center area here. You could see one path, looks like one bridge. Okay, so one bridge there, one bridge here, one bridge here, one bridge here. Oh, interesting. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 bridges. So this is interesting. You have 6 bridges, but how many passes do you have? If you have 2 level 4 passes from entering from the Zone 1 into the FZ, that means you would have 8 passes, right? So you have 2 4s, 4, 6, 8, right? And then you have the 2 level 5 passes. So you have 12 ways to get in, but that's obviously not until later. If you have 8 bridges or 8 passes, why do you not then have 8 bridges, right? Or better yet, why don't you only have 4 bridges? I mean, let's just think about the logic here, right? If you're going to have 8 passes, and let's say you have 8 routes that you can go through, why would you not have 8 bridges? I'm already seeing a flaw, it feels like, and an opportunity missed, right, for some level of consistency. However, let's look at what the path looks like from each of the level 4 passes. So let's start with these ones coming out of Doryar. So we're going to start with this level 4 pass. Okay, so you come through, let's see. Can't go there, can't go there. Okay, so you have to go through here. Now let's see. Can you go through over here? No, you can't. So it looks like it's forcing you left. Okay, so it's forcing you into this bridge. Blocked, so you're probably going to have to go around, maybe do a ramp. Ramp here. And then let's go up. Okay, ramp exiting here. So ramp exits here and then bridge. Okay, so the path here is like this. You got to like go through around here and then you got to go down like this, right? And then there's a ramp right here and then you go down and over. Okay, how about this pass? Let's see. So for this one, okay, so choke and then, is there a bridge? There's a bridge over here. Did I go the wrong way? Huh. Whoa, I must have missed it, huh? $10 says I missed it. Oh, there it is. Okay, but you can get to it from there. Right, so where is it? Where were we? Oh, I went too far. Okay, yeah, so choke here, and then you just got to follow this all the way around, and then bam, you're at the bridge to get it. Okay, so an easier path, right? So kind of one easy one. It looks like maybe one shorter, one longer. Let's look at these two. So come out of this bridge, or come out of this pass right there. And this is, this is the southern or eastern level 4 pass from Canizvedin. And then you come out past bridge, you're there. Okay, next one. Coming out bridge. Looks like you have to go this way. Most likely probably around, right? Because this has to be blocked. That wouldn't make sense if it wasn't. Okay, yeah, so it is. And then you have to come, so a little bit of a longer way. Okay, some level of consistency so far. Now let's see Hornek. So we have the level 4 pass here. Looks like bridge, but then you have to bridge, and then you have to go around into Dragon. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Huh. The interesting part about this, though, is that they're sharing this opening here in the final zone, right? So you have Canizvedin and this level 4 pass and this level 4 pass share this area they have to go through. These ones, so you have one dedicated, one shared. Okay, maybe that's what they're doing. Okay, let's look at, where am I looking at? Boskrog. Okay, so bridge coming out, and maybe they just easy get to that one, right? Is that what that looks like? So they're going through, and then you get to this bridge. Okay, so easier pass. Let's look at this one. So this one you're going, probably I have to imagine it's the same, right? So okay, so first bridge, can't go there. I'm assuming you're probably going to be blocked off here. You are. So that means you have to go through this bridge on the eastern side. And then I imagine this big mountain. Yep, so basically you're forced to go here. So interesting. So you have those two, and then you have these two down here. That this level 4 and this level 4 have to go through the same. So basically, each zone has one dedicated path to the dragon and then one joint path to the dragon. That's an interesting play. Would I have maybe rather seen everyone just have an equal distance to the dragon to see how that might play out? Sure. Am I okay with this? I am. Because I like how they've at least they're consistent. That's the most important part, right? They've kind of given you this, well, we're going to give you one easy dedicated route, and then we're going to give you a route that you might have to fight with your opponent going through. So I am okay with this, because it's a choice at that point on who wants to do what. Okay. Now, let's take a look. And again, middle area, like I said, pretty open around the dragon. This is interesting. Maybe this is just a wonder, but it does look pretty cool. Right, we'll zoom in there. Got a crow just chilling, other crows around it. I mean, I don't think there's any more meat left on the body there, fellas. And then pretty wide open here, right? Okay, awesome. Let's take a look now at some Aug. And let's see what we got there. So I do have this written down too as well. So first chapter, Alliances build total core fortresses. That's probably going to be done soon. And then we get to All Lords 40k Darklings, 1 day. We got Warband must occupy 1 dire bear, 2 days. And then we get to Time is Now. This is 1 day. Alliance must destroy 20 level 12 plus Darkling forts. And we get level 1 pass that opens. Now this happens 5.5 days in, right? So it's 5 days in to get here, plus the 12 hours. That's why we say 5.5 until the pass opens. This is for statue. So you got 5.5 days in. This is estimated to pop on, I guess technically it would be December 25th is when you would see action here. Then we get Chest of Desire. You got Warband must occupy 1 level 1 pass, and then you got Ancient Runic Statues that are going to open 12 hours after that. War in the Wilderness, we got defeating 3 Stubborn Guardians. And then we'll get the Miasma Giant. And ooh, looks like a difficulty thing too they have on it. When Behemoth Lair opens, Behemoth will gain 1 stack Behemoth damage taken, plus 10% per stack every... Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that just means it gets easier, right? Did I read that right? Behemoth will gain 1 stack of Behemoth damage taken. Oh yeah, okay, it does. Okay, good. I was like, just the way that was worded. Why couldn't it just say you do more damage to the Behemoth? I mean, you know. Level 2 passes, Secrets of Decay. This will open 11.5 days in. So you're looking at around January 1st. So of the new year, level 2 passes will open. Star of Hope, we get the Thunder Rock. Alliance Warband occupy 1 level 2 pass. And Invite from Beyond. This is where portals, statue portals will open and be available. That'll be cool to see. Or I guess see again. Supreme Ancestor Statue. All of the season's Supreme Ancestor Statue will be available 12 hours after this chapter ends, right? That's occupying the rock. Ember of Hope. We get level 13 forts. Defeat 3 Furious Guardians. Silent Calibration. Destroy 25 level 13 Darkling forts. This is where level 3 passes open. Level 3 passes will open 19.5 days in, or estimated for January 9th. Then we get War and Peace. We get Hydra. This is Occupy 1 level 3 pass. Conspiracy. We got Occupy Hydra Lair. Then you get the level 14 Darkling forts. Unparalleled Bravery. We got 14 plus Darkling forts. And then you get the Necro. Salvation. Alliance Warband occupying 1 Necro. And then we get the level 4. This is for Final Zone. Final Zone will open 27.5 days into the season. That's basically a little over half. Estimated opening is going to be January 17th until you get to the Final Zone. Peaks and Valleys. We got Village Occupation Limit. This is Occupy 1 level 4 pass. The Art of War. We get Flame Dragon. This is you must gain 100,000 merits during the quest period before the end of the countdown in this season's realm only. Garlands of Paradise. Level 15 forts occupying the Flame Dragon. Heart Toward Dawn. Destroy 20 level 15 plus Darkling forts. And then we'll get Magma. I still don't understand why Flame Dragon opens before Magma. I will forever be confused on that. Unscarred. We get your Alliance Warband must occupy 1 Magma Daemon Lair, and then we get the level 5 passes. This is being able to go into the Zone 2 or from Zone 2 into the FZ. 44.5 days is when that opens, or estimated for January 31st. And then we get Worthy Claim, occupy 1 level 5 pass, and then a New Dawn, which is the last chapter of your Alliance Warband must occupy 3 Cosmic Rock Lairs in this season realm by the end of the countdown. Okay, let's look at Conquest achievements. Let's start with Personal. So you got some rewards here for redemption, and I'll just kind of scroll through these because I imagine most people probably just want to see them. Imagine you'll probably pause and read. Rise to Fame, gain prestige, 5 mil prestige, Elite Behemoths. We got Dispel Darkness, defeating some Darkling patrols. Looks like that maxes out at 500. Capturing War Pets, maxing out at 100. Resource Healing, looks like 1 mil. 6 mil. Okay, this maxes out at 15 mil. Elixir Healing. Here you go. Looks like this maxes out at 5 mil. Let's just gain merits. 500, 2 million. We got one for, wow, 12 million is peak there. And you get 1 Yagdra Amber. Speed, spend 100 million building. Spend 100 meters building Alliance. Okay. Building Alliance buildings. Okay. So 300 meters, 800, oh, sorry, minutes. I said meter, minutes. Okay, warbands. This is for, again, right, people that are in your warband within your kingdom. So you could say it's either your entire kingdom or maybe some if you don't have. But I imagine warband and realm are probably going to be about the same amount of people that are participating in those. Purifying Fighters, occupy Direbeard Lair. Miasma Giant times 2. 3 Thunder Rocks. 2 Hydras. 1 Necro, 1 Flame, we got 1 Mag, and then we got some outstanding services. Obtain 100 million merits for your warband, 200 million merits, 500 million merits for your warband, and gain 2,000 prestige. Dang. And then here's we got the Realm, which is for the Kingdom. We got 5,000 Darkling Patrols, Occupy Magma Daemon 1, gain 300,000 prestige, Occupy Flame Dragon, 500,000 prestige, and then Occupy Flame Dragon 1 million prestige. Okay. Ooh. We didn't look at season rewards. Complete 20 Conquest achievement quests, and you get 1 legendary hero who's up right now. Oh, I get to summon. Oh, cool. So I guess I have to do that and then do the summon. Okay. All right. And then complete 35 Conquest achievements to receive 1 Legendary Ascension. But I don't think I can click on this. So that would be cool if I could. Season policies. Okay, let's take a look. Now, I haven't looked at season policies for a minute, so some of these might be the same for some of you. But I already kind of noticed some differences here. So let's look. First row is Chain of Command. Increases CP recovery speed. We can go plus 1% for that. Oh, does that allow for us to go up? Oh, it does. You just have to select it, then you can go up a level. So plus 10% max. Increased prestige gained from peacekeeping and destroying Darkling forts. Plus 2. Looks like we can go to plus 20% for that. Wellspring of Vigor increases the maximum stamina of your heroes and war pets. This can go up to plus 50. I imagine, I'd have to kind of imagine, I feel like most people will take that. But if you opt for something else, I'd be curious on maybe why. Like maybe if you're not going to be fighting too much and you're just going to be more supporting and maybe like donating RSS, or maybe you just don't have enough war pets and heroes to maybe where it makes going stamina worthy for the entire season. I guess I would just be curious on what else, if you're someone who wouldn't take this, right? Why would you not take it? Let's go next. So we got medical supplies, which, oh wow, so they're not making you choose between the two. I actually am somewhat of a fan of that. So you get daily elixir production. Well, sorry, that actually comes here on this column. I always forget this. Daily elixir production. Oh, sorry, let's do the max here, right? So you get 35,000 for that. Medical recruitment is daily resource healing. You get plus 200,000. Military expansion, Legion capacity, we can go up to 10%. Resource healing cost reduction, negative 10%. Conversion rate increases the percentage of fellowship points converted into fellowship XP. That can go up to 10%. Okay, then we get to some choices. We can do apothecary upgrade, which increases elixir capacity of your hospital. This can go up to plus 300%. Or increases elixir production speed at your hospital based on percentage of total legions. And you can go plus 2.5% on that path if you so choose. On the bottom, we can do medical administration, increases stockpile days at your hospital, allowing you to store resource healing from previous days, up to plus 2 days it looks like. Medical progress increases daily resource healing at your hospital based on percentage of total legions, plus 7.5% there. Okay. Then we get Together for Glory, unlocks the army group feature. Each alliance can have up to 10 army groups, only one option. Administrative excellence, warrant capacity, plus 1. Buried bones, increases the proportion of revived legions in the ossuary. That can go up to plus 20%. Okay, I think that's what gets you to 50, right? Because it starts off at 30. And then we get shared honor, extra merits. After creating army group, all legions in the army group gain additional merits. Oh, wow, that's cool. So I wonder if this is passively applied for everyone. So like if everyone takes this, will that apply for like when you get stacks of this stack, or no, it's just for everyone? That would be interesting. If it does or not. Brick wall. After creating army group, all legions in the army group gain a buff to defense. Looks like plus 5%. We got make way. Again, increases the amount of time that legions cannot be obstructed by other legions when leaving the friendly stronghold. Oh, hang on. Plus 20. It looks like plus 20% or 20 seconds, right? Is that? Yeah, duration. And then you got to choose between 2 unyielding army. Infantry units and army groups you create have a 15% less chance to take 25% less damage from ranged units in the field and deal counterattack damage to the target. Damage factor 240. Wow. But this is infantry units in army groups you create. Wow. So are we going to be seeing like just full-on infantry groups? That'd be interesting. When cavalry units, I like how they're giving infantry and cav some love here. Cav units and army groups, you create launch an unyielding rush at their targets in the field. They take 40% less damage, and rush skill cooldown is reduced by 20%. Interesting. Share the road. Increases legion march speed. Looks like we got plus 10% on that. Express transit. Let's go double-edged sword. After launching a rally attack, damage dealt by rally and garrison legions on both sides increased by 10% every 30 seconds, up to a maximum of 100%. Ooh, wow. When your legion is routed, spend exchange coins to immediately recall them to your city. Okay. Third-party discount. Receive, I guess it's just one, right? Receive a discount when purchasing items for other fellowship members in the merit store, 5% discount. Wow. So that means you could purchase. That's pretty cool, actually. So people that maybe have a little bit more availability and maybe want to work with people that have maybe stamina left or whatnot. Maybe it's like a way to give back, or you can just purchase stuff for other people who maybe didn't have an opportunity or time enough to log in to gain enough points to spend. So here we're going to be taking a look at counter infantry and counter cavalry. Now, increases damage dealt when fighting infantry units in the field. This will go up to plus 5%. Counter cavalry increases damage when fighting cavalry units in the field. This is damage dealt to the cavalry, right? So plus 5% that we're taking there. And then let's look at the bottom side, counter marksman, counter magic. This, I imagine, is probably just going to be the same. Increases damage dealt when fighting marksman units. So you kind of get to pick and choose who you want to have a little bit more of an advantage on, I guess. This is an interesting choice. And again, I haven't looked at policies for a while, but I do kind of somewhat like this, where by having it far more increased damage dealt on a particular unit, it kind of creates a little bit more of this triangle effect, where it's like, you know, it's like the ground, air, vehicle type approach. Okay, now let's look at administrative excellence, right? So this is additional warrant capacity, right? So +2, up to +2. Military expansion, legion capacity, going up to +15, almost at the end. We got one of three choices. Healthcare benevolence, which is hospital care capacity limit, right? So let's read this. When you have more severely wounded units in your hospital than your care capacity allows, severely wounded units who exceed the limit will die due to lack of care. If you exceed the limit with more severely wounded units in your hospital than your care capacity allows, those units will not immediately die. However, if you remain above the limit, any further severely wounded units will die. So it looks like there's a time. Now, I wish it would say, like, any units over will be on a 24-hour clock, or you have 60 minutes, or something to that effect. It would just be nice if they gave you a little bit more details. But if you choose this, daily elixir production plus 50,000, resource healing cost -5%, prestige gained plus 10%. Okay. Now let's get to healthcare reprieve. Hospital care capacity is now at 25 million. Daily resource healing quantity limit is increased by 1 million. Daily elixir production plus 20,000. Resource healing cost -10%. And elixir capacity limit plus 100%. So you're doubling up. Now, if we go diligence, 20 million limit. Daily resource healing quantity plus 5 million. I want to point out that it's like you're reducing 5 million, but I guess it's going there. Is that kind of the reasoning? Plus 5 million, that's a big jump. Resource healing cost, -20%, and then you get a stamina limit bonus of plus 50%. So you're not getting everything that carries over, right? You kind of have to pick and choose at that point. All right, let's get into palliative care, glorious death. Gain 1 elixir for every one of your level 4+ units that die. Oh, so tier 4+. So you got to be, oh, interesting. So this is kind of like a way of saying, like, we want you to fight with more T4, T5 units. Okay, I see the direction here. So you're getting 1 elixir for every one of your units that die. That's actually, I think, a pretty cool way to do this. Oh, wow, okay. And then obviously with the elixir, we'll go in towards more of the healing. So the more fighting you do, the more healing you're able to do. Okay, all right. Glorious death. Gain 1 merit for every level. Wow, okay, this is pretty cool. So you get to choose between, like, which one. Do you want to go, like, more fighting? Do you want to gain more merits? I have to imagine that the people that would probably choose to gain more merits most likely might be the people that are fighting more. Or do you just not care and you would rather just take the elixir because it just goes into you being able to fight more overall? Part of me feels like we could simplify this and just say, look, if you just want more PvP, everyone takes elixir. Again, I guess I'm curious. Like, I could understand, but you're still going to gain merits no matter what. This is just extra. Like, some of you guys will have to tell me, like, what decision. Because to me, I just feel like people want more PvP. Why would not everyone take this? Unless maybe you don't care and you just have enough troops already, so you're not worried about it. That could maybe be the thing for why I would see people take Glorious Death. Okay, and then we're going path. So you go Light of Beacon, rallied army damage, increases damage dealt by rallied armies up to 10%. And this is, I imagine, this opposite for Garrison Captain. And then we get to the top two, or last two for the choice column. Medical supplies further increases elixir production speed at your hospital up to 100,000. We can go healthcare reforms. Further increases elixir production speed at your hospital based on percentage of total troops. This is up to plus 5.5%. Or we can go medical recruitment, which is further increases daily resource healing at your hospital. And this goes up to 400,000. Okay, good. Medical seminars further increases daily resource healing at your hospital based on a percentage of total legions. That's plus 15%. And then we get to the last two, which is heeding the call, reduces cooldown of legion teleport by 3 minutes Okay, cool. And then Bitter End, as we know, deals 5% more damage when both sides in a battle. Deals 5% more damage. When both sides in a battle have this policy enabled, 2% of both sides severely wounded units will die. And it just says unlock, right? After selecting this policy, you can manually disable it yourself, right, at your point in time. Okay. And then we got the Fellowship. Last thing, probably just a little quick view, but it says join lords from your realm in a battle, share heroes, share artifacts, buy merit store items for other members, and teleport legions to your side. If I click join, it does give me an option to join someone. It looks like maybe I can message them too. Oh, that's cool. So let's go back here. If I do join, anything, so invitations, I imagine this is if you're the one getting invited. What happens if I join? So I've joined the Fellowship. Cool. Look at that, dude. Now let's see. I can actually just look at how this looks. So you have, oh wow, so this will increase in levels. And Fellowship points. Fellowship points are gained through completing daily quests, peacekeeping, gathering, alliance contributions, and gaining merits. A percentage of Fellowship points are converted into Fellowship XP. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, I don't have that. How about share? So I can share a hero, other heroes, lending artifacts. What are the rules here? Only one of each hero or artifact can be shared. When a hero is shared, you cannot level them up, upgrade their star rating, change their talents, or something. So you're kind of sharing a copy of them, I guess, if you will, like an instance. When an artifact is shared, you cannot level it up, increase star rating, or level. You cannot return to your home realm while you have borrowed or lent heroes or artifacts, and you cannot migrate while you are still part of a fellowship. That'd be banger. Lenders. Lenders can only use their lent heroes or artifacts in instance gameplay modes, such as Roots of War or Behemoth Trials. Lenders can instantly recall heroes or artifacts that have not been borrowed. If a hero or artifact has been borrowed, selecting recall will recall the hero or artifact 1 hour later. Okay, so you can't, like, I guess, screw someone over by lending it and then immediately recalling. Borrowers. Borrowers can borrow one hero and artifact at a time and cannot borrow heroes or artifacts that they already own. Oh, so it has to be something you don't have. Borrowers can use borrowed heroes and artifacts in the field or in city garrisons, but not in instance gameplay modes. Okay, borrowers can return heroes and artifacts at any time. Oh, okay. Dope. Okay, what are features? Can I click on this? Oh, cool. Oh, look at this, features. Okay, cool. Members gain 2% of any prestige. Oh, this is wow. So these are like bonuses maybe you get once you hit the levels. So it's like an unlocking. Members gain 2% of any prestige gained by another fellowship member. Daily limit is 100,000 reset. So you get extra prestige from this. Wow. Fellowship members can borrow and lend heroes, so you have to hit 2,000. When a member gains merits using a borrowed hero, the lender also gains 10% of their merits. Oh, so it's like a shared system in that regard. So you're kind of like leeching off of, but just in a nice way. You can buy merit store items for fellowship members, but it doesn't say, oh, level 4. Okay, so they maybe just increase one in each. Okay, yeah, 1, 3, 4. Okay. Points required 4,000. Level 5. Legion March speed is plus 10% when traveling to a fellowship member city. Oh, okay. Level 6, the Fellowship Captain can activate teleportation for 30 minutes, allowing Fellowship Legions in the field to teleport to another Fellowship's Legion location. Cooldown is 300 seconds, so it's 5-minute cooldown. Wow, this is actually pretty massive. So it allows you to teleport once within 30 minutes, but does that mean that, I assume you have to wait 30 minutes and then there's the 5-minute cooldown and then you can go ahead and use it again. But still, that's pretty quick. Like, that's frequent. The Fellowship level 7, the Fellowship Captain can activate a buff, increasing attack by 3% for all Fellowship Legions in the field. Oh, that's cool. Level 8, Fellowship members can share artifacts. And then level 10, Fellowship rally attacks against Darkling's forts cost 10 fewer command points. Wow. That's a nice little way to save, I imagine. And then info, you can gain fellowship points by completing. Okay, we know that once you reach 4,000 fellowship points a day, any further points you gain that day will be reduced. So you have a max of 4,000 points a day. 100% of the fellowship points you gain are converted into fellowship XP, which allows your team to level up and unlock features. Okay. Each member of a fellowship can gain 1,000 fellowship XP per day and from fellowship points. And a fellowship can gain up to 5,000 fellowship XP per day. Okay. Wow. Dude, there's a lot of stuff in this season. This has been exciting. Anything that stood out to you so far that we showed? Are you interested in the policies? How do you feel about the fellowship? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. That's going to do it for us today. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.